A very violent arrest in Madison, Wisconsin. A man who was clearly, you're going to see in this video, manhandled by the police. The question is, did the police go too far, or was this an instance where they used necessary force? This happened on Tuesday afternoon in Madison. Now, we're going to play this video for you. This is a little bit of the arrest, but here's what led to the police even showing up. This man was protesting in the area. He walks into a restaurant. He has a megaphone and a bat. So watch what he did, and this is what led to the police coming. Then we're going to get to the arrest.
You hate that, you're racist. You're racist. You hate that, you're racist. You are that. Why are you racist? Why are you racist? He's racist. He shouldn't be racist. I wouldn't be in here right now if this guy wasn't racist. They had a whole civil war on who was going to control the police department. They know what time it is. You know what time it is. My name is Yah.
So he walks out of the store before the restaurant before the police get there.
Right.
So
and
by the time the police get there, the confrontation is over.
yes, that part is over. He is, in fact, according to the police, was walking away from the restaurant by the time they got there. But they went after him. They got into a discussion with him, I guess, and then they said, we're going to arrest this guy. All right.
Okay. So look, we're going to show you the video as Charles and I are talking. Charles and I have had a heated discussion about this yesterday, and we should present both of our positions on this. I want to just give mine for a second, and that is, this is to me the core of what we're talking about, where we reset culture of police, and I think when you really think about it, the police now, their job is to show force. Their job is to arrest. In this case, if there was any danger, and he never threatened anybody with a bat, and I get it that it is a trespass. Hold on, and I would even concede to you, Charles, that it would be an assault because somebody would feel threatened, and I'll concede that to you. That's a misdemeanor. He didn't do anything with it. He left the store.
He was resisting arrest. I think we can agree on that. They actually end up on top of him in a scene that actually was uncomfortably close to what we saw with George Floyd, although nobody was on his neck. That is very important to say that, but they were on his legs and his back, and they eventually get him up and they put him in a car.
And so, Charles, the point that I'm making is this: they could arrest him. I agree with you. They could,
because we're acknowledging there was a crime.
Yes. The question is, should they arrest him? And that's where I think this whole resetting culture comes in, that it just because they can. I mean, look, a lot of people have been speeding down the street and the cop stops and they give you a warning. They could give you a ticket, but they have discretion and they give you a warning. And there's a reason they do it. But why not in a situation like this? Nobody got hurt. The bat was on his shoulder, but he didn't threaten anybody with it. And he left. And it was a misdemeanor and they didn't even see it happen. So why not talk to the guy rather than immediately go for the arrest? That's all I'm talking about.
And I'm saying that if you don't arrest, all right, so you have a talk with him, right? And you don't arrest him. So now he and maybe someone else who sees this video feels like it's okay to walk into a restaurant with a bat or any other weapon on your shoulder and berate people verbally. Now, I get it that nobody was actually physically harmed here, and that is an important distinction. But those people in that moment, they don't know that they're not going to be harmed, and the police are.
I'm conceding to you. Right? Let's call it assault.
And the police are supposed to protect all citizens. So all those citizens who felt threatened, don't they have a right also to feel safe when they go to a restaurant?
Yes, but you say police have a duty to protect, and they do. They have a duty to protect. But a lot of people are saying they should be looking at the circumstances as to why they showed up in the first place. And every situation, even if you can arrest, doesn't necessarily mean you should arrest. That's all I'm saying. And I get
Harvey, I mean, at some point, if you're saying that an alleged crime was committed, when else are you supposed to arrest someone? Now, we can talk about
what about
the means that they used to actually arrest this guy. And I agree, when you're yanking someone's leg and you end up pinning 4 people, pinning 1 guy, yes, I agree that is excessive, and that's the part of the culture that needs to change. But in this particular case, what I saw, this guy should have been arrested. I'm sorry. If I'm in that restaurant and someone walks in with a bat on their shoulder and is yelling at me at point blank with a megaphone, I want that person arrested.
I get it, but if your position is that, you know, it's okay to do this just because the police are there to protect, you know, that
Not
doesn't.
okay to manhandle someone in that way. I agree with you.
Hi, Emmanuel from New York, and I think I don't think he needed to be arrested. If he wasn't really posing much of a threat, there's no reason to have him arrested. They could have just peacefully asked him to leave. I'm pretty sure he would have complied with that.
I mean, I don't know whether he would have or wouldn't have. And by the way, if he didn't and he was still being really difficult, then I could see escalating it some.
So your point is give everybody a chance to walk away, and if they do, then don't arrest.
Okay. We'll continue this, Charles.